it's time to choose your rival. Except Rifle rebranded to Ghost, same team, same org, same everything, just different name. Welcome to the Boo Crew. Starting with the ADC, Panda Cat. He'd always been known as an aggressive player, Zapman 2.0, and that is including the flaws that come around with said aggression. But he honed it, and he owned it. He was on the winning team for the Smite 2018 World Championship.
Hello, Ataraxia! Forces the Aegis! And the beads were on cooldown already, so they're back up. But now Panda could be in trouble himself.
Panda got caught taunting. Good stun by PBM to force off Captain Twig for the moment. Venenu has arrived, and so has Scream.
And Pretty Prime's gonna run, or is it a Millsy? He's got an ultimate to get away. Snipe early on, followed by the damage on top. And Apple a Day won't keep it united away.
At a time when North America felt severely outclassed. Second place, third place, fourth place, all Europe. He went to mid lane last year, finished second place. He still had that calculated aggression, and this year it's still showing again. But he's back as ADC. And I found the words for his playstyle, for this team's playstyle. He knows how you want to play, and he plans for you.
To bring him down, though, Cubo doesn't have his ultimate available anymore. And Salmon fine, okay, and Scary and Cubo have to leave it, but a mud fight in the dual lane. Yes, boys, go at it. Oh, he got him out of the wall. He poked him with that last shot. Beautiful roll away.
This role in particular is known for having some of the biggest egos. They think they're the superstars. Oh, I don't care about what they're gonna do. I'm just gonna go in, I'm gonna play my game. Not Panda Cat. Every time you get soloed, every time your team gets dismantled, it's a love letter.
One misplay changes the outcome completely.
Oh. Zap wants some more, and Panda's not liking it, but he's got support from Mike, and Zap gets baited into a fight he didn't want to really take. Mike's rotation pays dividends, and Zapman falls down twice in quick succession.
Hugs and kisses all around. He knows how you want to play. He knows what you want to do. He took the time to try and understand you. And that's a trait he shares alongside the solo laner, Fine OK. The single best Sobek in the entire game. He was contracted solely to play Sobek. That's not completely true. I would know. I made that up myself. However, I haven't completely debunked the theory that every time he wins on Sobek, his team allows him to play something else. That needs more digging, a little more research. I probably could just ask him. But that's way too close to real journalism for my liking. They have standards they have to uphold. I do not. But I digress. Fine OK. He's been successful in the minors, in the majors, but what sets him aside is his aptitude for learning. At any given moment, if he is not the best solo laner, he is right on their heels. He is a constant reminder to other solo laners, hey, you better step up your game, mister, or you're out of a job. Solo laners have their own, for lack of a better word, stereotypes as well. They have their general god pool, and then one or two characters that would be considered iconic for the player. Oh yeah, that right there is the signature King Arthur of so-and-so. Wait a minute, that's Fine OK.
Oh yes, here we go. This Fine OK execution in Splice versus Team Rival. And this was one hell of a game. Arkle fades into the wall, rising Jaguar is quick, but Fine OK is quicker. Stylish execution. Spin Moswell steals his movement, tries to save A-Roll. He gets shield slammed. An ultimate hand. I think they've forgotten about you, A-Roll. Fine OK making it to 4. How's that for a rival?
Is there anyone who can challenge me?
There are no gods here so long as he's around, at least no monotheistic ones. He's got that long-term learning, but he's also got the ability to learn on the fly. When most people play, they're sort of leaving everything on the field. It's difficult to put it all out while taking it in, but he takes it all in while he's playing. It makes it a lot worse to deal with him the longer a match goes. Every time you get away from him, the next time you get away with less health, until eventually you're not getting away at all. There's a difference between if at first you don't succeed, try again, and doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results is the definition of insanity. And he toes that line because sometimes he just has to bash his head into the wall again and again and again. And that is a skill in itself, knowing when to try something again and when it's time to tweak. That's what puts him on solid ground against other solo laners and what eventually, inevitably, may lead him to the top. And then the support, Polar Bear Mike. Is he an aggressive support? Is he a control style support? These are terms taken from card games like Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone. I'll also use a card term to end that debate. He is a tempo style player.
I slowed him. Sunder. Back out.
Don't kill anyone. Don't kill anyone.
Nobody but Snoopy.
Aggressive style of play is always in your face. I'll kill you, I'll kill myself, doesn't matter so long as you get further behind than I do. If 4 of us went down and 5 of you went down, that's totally worth it. We take fights because there is a fight to take. They are the ones usually starting engagements. It clashes with a very control style of support. I will wait for you to make the engagements, and then I will react appropriately. Trading is not desirable because fighting in the long run gets us all behind. If we can control control the map and get to late game, we win the game. Those are the two predominant styles. The aggressive is favored to win early, the control is favored to win late. But if you're playing for tempo, you're playing for momentum. Kills are a means to an end. I want my farm, and then I want your farm. If I can't get both, I will trade you. And if I am on the losing side of a fight, I'm not going to give it up so easy. If I lose an engagement, I want to be sure that we get some of your ultimates, some of your relics, so you're not ready for the next fight. It's a three-way contingency plan. Best case scenario, worst case scenario, and then what we're actually dealing with. He always had that different way of looking at the game, but it wasn't fully formed yet. With the right time, with the right teammates, he formed a squad that ended European domination.
Who do you think's going to take the set?
Us 3-1 or 3-0. One if I'm trolling.
What? 4 in a row? 5 in a row for this squad?
Yeah. Incredible stuff. Order Titan falls down. Alistair jumps on in, finds the ultimate, and the Titan goes down. And Team Rival ties it up. Wolfie big damage down the middle, and Panicat takes down Deathwalker. 3 players left to defend. The Titan is falling. That's going to be game 3.
It's looking for it, but Rival trying to defend. They can't do it!
And that's the game. That's the series. That is your Smite World Championship.
He has similar traits with Fine OK with Panda Cat. I'm gonna figure out your playstyle and then I'm gonna beat you.
I even bought a Sentry Ward. That's how stupid I was this game. So, you know, your team normally calls out in competitive, like, hey, they have a ward over here. Like, maybe in ranked, they'll say, hey, they have a Sentry here. So, I knew they had a Sentry here, and I see Herwin walking in, and they're trying to take my red buff, and I'm not okay with that. So, this ward right here, it doesn't actually say spend 50 gold for vision. It says spend 50 gold to kill Herwin. And what you're going to do is you're going to place the ward, and Herwin says, ooh, piece of candy, and he's going to come try to hit this. So if you're Sylvanas, once again, this is the only way I'm ever going to hit a Sylvanas pool because I have such horrible mechanics. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Herwin walk up to this ward, and you're just going to pull him into tower and kill him. And it works every single time.
However, momentum does have its downsides. Talk about that in the team phase. Time for the mid laner, Captain Twig. He is the last man standing, the only Smite player left who has made it to every Smite World Championship. Initially, he started as a mid laner, saw a change going into the jungler role, and he stayed there for years until this year, where he saw a change back to the mid lane role. Role swapping is rarely ideal. It takes a very long time to master a role, and why bother off-rolling if you can just get someone who specializes in that role? That is the level of skill that we're dealing with here. We never did have major 1v1 tournaments, but he was consistently seen as one of the best 1v1ers in the league. His god pool was insane, his mechanics were insane, and that lightens the load a lot when you're switching roles. I tell new players all the time, when you first get into Smite, just focus on learning the gods, because they're the same in every mode. Arena plays different from Assault, plays different from Conquest, but Poseidon's mechanics are not going to change. Then focus on the role. When he first started this season, you could see his jungler tendencies peeking through. He was jumping in on everybody, taking a fight against everybody, not backing off whatsoever. But it's not like he didn't know how to play Raijin, Discordia, or Merlin. His mechanics were fully intact. All it was going to take was switching out that mindset. After that rough start, they had a show of dominance, and then another minor misstep. There is a sense that he does have something to prove. All those world championships, but he never won. And if he does win this year, it's not on the role he was known for. Is that going to feel as fulfilling? It's only been a few months here, but he's already shown he could be a top mid laner. And in the jungle, you've got Sam for Soccer 2. About as anime as a cat can get. He won the world championship last year, and then proceeded to go to the second place team, as if to show I can do this with just about anybody. If he wins this year, he goes to the second place team again. Is that true? I don't think it would be. I made it up myself. Again, standards. This is Tarzan, born and bred in the jungle. There is not a creep that dies without him knowing about it. Right now, he has the most first bloods out of any player in the league this season, and that about sums him up. You don't know where he's going to come from. You don't know which angle he's going to get you from. You do know, though, it's probably a trap. You're probably being watched. He's got a classic hyper carry style of jungle. He'll manage his waves in a means that always pressures your team to do something. Either go for the objective or send somebody to manage the waves because time is a ticking. That makes him a winning condition on a team of 4 winning conditions. To summarize this team, they are team killers. If anyone's going to figure you out, it's going to be this team. And if you are a fan of this team, it's going to be very difficult to watch if you are very win-oriented, because they don't always play to win, they play to be better.
That is just how you play a scenario mechanically flawlessly, right there. Go ahead and clip it. Go ahead and let them know about it. Because it's going to continue being that easy. That's the thing. Where is this guy? Nope, that's not, you don't play it mechanically flawlessly like that. Clip that, don't do that. Just back-to-back examples of what to do versus what not to do. That's what I'm bringing here on this stream. Educational. That's what we call it.
They are the kind of team to let you have your best picks to see if they can beat it. Once they have firm footing, they start experimenting. It's not that they sandbag their games, it's they guinea pig it. If they're at the top, who are they supposed to learn from? It's easier to chase somebody else down. You know where the line is. But when you're at the top, there is no guideline. It's pure hypotheticals. And they do ride a little bit on their own momentums. When they're feeling it, when they get going, they seem unstoppable. But they play as a team unit. The way they play is very dependent on everybody doing exactly what they're supposed to do. I think after being on top when they took their first loss as a team, a few of them might have tumbled more than others while others were trying to push ahead still. They didn't get to fully stabilize, takes them to another loss, same thing kind of keeps happening. But you know what? If they can time it properly, all of them could hit rock bottom and then bounce back up just in time for the World Championship. Will they? Won't they? Who knows? Tune in Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays to the SPL. Find out as these players battle it out to become the gods they were meant to be.